Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and I don't know what to say. I just gotta hand it over to Peter Griffin, cause that's exactly how I feel about what I'm gonna talk about. So Jose Aldo, his coach is coming out, and he's saying that Aldo was injured prior to 212. I'm going to read you the quote from Andre Pederneiras. He spoke to Fox Fight Club. Every fight the athlete enters, he has some kind of injury, and Aldo is no different. He has his. Many people ask why he didn't kick. Aldo has a leg injury, so he couldn't throw kicks or run during his entire camp. That doesn't take anything away from Max Holloway's win. We don't want to say that. It was even funny because we'd go back between rounds. The crowd said, "Tell him to kick," but we, the cornermen, were the only ones aware of it. We avoided the kicks because of the injury. We were afraid it would strain the muscle. He spent his entire camp working on his boxing and his takedown, his ground game. Since Aldo felt well standing in the first rounds, he decided not to go for takedowns, but Holloway's punch landed and everything changed. But yeah, I get it, man. I totally fucking get it. I'm not mad that he's coming out and saying this. I'm not like, oh, it's an excuse. I'm not saying anything, but it's just it's not. I don't know, man. What's the point? You took the fight, you lost the fight. Is it to get a rematch? Like, really, when you think about it, what's the point in saying that you went in injured after losing a fight? Like, I get it. Every fighter faces injuries. They deal with injuries. And yeah, I guess he didn't want to pull out because Max was like calling him out that whole time, like the whole where's Jose Aldo, or yeah, and that whole fucking campaign he had. And it's like, all right, man, like, I don't know if you're not gonna say it before. I mean, you wouldn't say it before because you don't want Max to chop at your leg, but I don't know. I guess just keep it low now. What's the point in saying it? Because it's not helping, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely, to the other fans, a lot of people are going to say it is an excuse, despite the fact that it might be the truth. And I believe them. But if anything, man, I would say take the Dom Cruz approach. Because, you know, or maybe it was lost in translation, but like, Dom, he was injured in that Cody fight. You know, he was 100% injured in that fight. His plantar fascia tendonitis spread to his other foot, so he basically had 2 feet that were ripped apart, but he never said anything. And you know what I mean? He wasn't like, oh, that wasn't me, I was injured. Before the whole lead up, he was like, oh, I'm feeling the best I ever felt. But later on, like months later, he revealed that he couldn't even get up and walk to the bathroom in the morning. He literally had to get on his hands and knees and crawl so he would avoid walking on his feet. And it's like, and maybe I'm biased, but I feel in the immediate aftermath, he never said anything that he was injured. He alluded to it, you know what I mean? He was like, you know what, let TJ get the championship fight. I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna heal up, and I'm gonna get the winner. So the heal up, it's like, oh, are you healing up from the fight? Are you healing up from an injury? It's open ended, you know. He didn't necessarily say anything. And when he talked about it on JRE, he was really open about it, and he was talking about how all the injuries he went through, and then the ones that he had at the Cody fight. And he said, like how Pederneiras said, it's not an excuse. He said it's not an excuse, but It's like, I don't know. I guess it's the way. Maybe it's the timing. You know what I mean? Because in the immediate aftermath, he didn't really bring it up at all. And when people said he looked injured, he was injured. He wasn't the same. Even when Dwayne Bang said that, he never confirmed it or anything. So only when it was really brought up and when he was open about it, he revealed it. This is, I mean, we're literally 1 week removed and we're finding about Aldo's injury. I'm not saying anything, man. Don't get it twisted. I'm not hating on Aldo. I'm not saying it's an excuse or anything like that. I'm looking at it from what others may think. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it's an excuse, but I feel like a lot of people are gonna get put off by it. Like, oh, now you're gonna say it after you lost, and maybe it's kind of saying like, listen, I was injured. I want the rematch. I don't want to see Jose Aldo get an immediate rematch. I definitely would like to see a rematch, but I'm not trying to see that immediately. You know what I mean? I'd rather kind of have Jose fight other contenders, work his way back, because he kind of needs a rebranding after McGregor. You know what I'm saying? So if we could get, I kind of feel like he needs people on his side, in the sense of you need people campaigning for him. After McGregor left the division, it was kind of like, you know what I mean? He got slept, and he was almost like the paper champ of that division after being the reigning champ. So it's like a weird thing. So he needs a rebrand. He needs to fight frequently, and he needs to take out contenders. And then I think, the UFC not giving him a title shot would be a good thing, because he would have the fans campaigning for him if he really earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he really takes out like top 5 guys, he beats he rematches Cub, or he takes out a Ricardo Lamas or something like that. You know what I mean? And he gets a nice little streak going, and he's like, I want my title back. I want my title back. I want my title back. Because this would honestly be like his first real earning the title back. Because when he got it against Frankie, that was the interim champ, and then only reason he was fucking crowned the undisputed champ is because DC pulled out, and then they needed to put a title fight on the line. So then they stripped McGregor, promoted Aldo to undisputed, and then made Max interim. So if he gets a nice little run going, gets some buzz behind him again, he has to treat it like he just came into the game. I know it sucks because he did so much for the sport, but that's how it is at now. As GSP would say, his stock is low, and he needs to get a nice little streak going. So yeah, that's what I feel about it, man. It's not, I don't think it's an excuse. I think his leg was fucked up, but that's all I have to say. You already know it's Mastermind MMA. And shout out to Peter Griffin for that little sound clip.